Watch out, US made sellers. The FTC is coming after you. In recent times, the FTC has decided to warn Amazon and Walmart over sellers made in the USA claims. As many people know, having a little badge saying made in the USA can actually have a little bit of a conversion boost for a lot of different products out there, as people sometimes like to purchase certain products if they're made in the USA versus made overseas. And especially in the current climate, when we're looking at things such as, all of the tariff situations, people are being a little bit more price conscious. They're shopping, made in the USA a little bit more often. It can be a little bit of a booster, but it seems like some people have been abusing this system primarily on Amazon, Walmart. So specifically, the FTC sent letters to Amazon and Walmart regarding third-party sellers who appear to be making deceptive made in the USA claims about their products on those online marketplaces. Secondarily, companies that falsely claim their products are made in the USA can expect to hear from the FTC. The FTC chairperson warned in a press release about this matter. So, this is somewhat controversial, in my opinion, in the sense that a lot of people have these tags, and it's never been exceptionally clear how people are actually defining this, or how Amazon and Walmart, more specifically, are defining it. And then finally, the FTC Act and Made in the USA labeling rule requires that products advertised as made in the USA must be all or virtually all made in the United States. So, if you are selling a product that is not made in the USA and you are claiming that it is made in the USA, it seems now the FTC is finally cracking down on this. And honestly, in my opinion, good. It's been years. Nobody actually knows if products are made in the USA or not. There's nothing that you have to actually show. You can get a US label or a small business label for a lot of your products, but doing anything in the design, the packaging, you don't actually have to show anything on Amazon or Walmart saying that, hey, yes, I'm made in the USA. You can even claim it even if you're just not even manufactured or if you're just assembled in the USA. So, this is very prevalent. You can see on a lot of listings like this one. These socks, you'll have these little hang tags here where people have this little made in the USA. Other ones where people put it right here as a main image hack, just made in the USA right up at the top. And you can actually see this one is made with domestic and globally sourced components. So this is one of those situations where people might be stretching the line, so to speak, as to whether or not they can actually be claiming that made in the USA tag. Again, the FTC has some specific rulings around it being all or virtually all made within inside the United States. So it really comes down to was this actually produced in the US, or was this not produced in the US and just has some US production components? So that is a definite thing where we're starting to see more and more often. People might just be stretching the line or towing the line as to what is actually made in the USA. Again, another one right here where we have somebody who is proudly claiming their entire brand is made in the USA. It does say American Black Walnut, so I would assume a product like this, yeah, it's going to be made in the USA. Now, is it always going to be true? I'm not sure, right? And nobody knows. You can look at a lot of these different sellers. You can even see with things like Helium 10 whether or not a seller is from the US or not. And you can even also go down within the seller details a lot of times, and you can start to see about the brand. Understand, they're claiming, again, made in the USA. This is a very big thing for this brand. On top of that, you can start to see in some of the details where the country of origin is, right? So under situations such as the item details, usually there will be a little country of origin. It doesn't look like this one has it, but usually you can end up finding it somewhere around here, and it will tell you, did this or was this actually, from the US or not? Again, we have other ones like this where we have natural ingredients and it just says USA made. Now, if this actually goes against it, again, you can see the USA made within the actual copy. How do we know, right? How do we know that this is actually US made? Did they have documentation for it? Did they have to submit anything to be able to make this claim? Sometimes you do. Sometimes Amazon will be pretty harsh about that, but not all the time. And you can even just look at USA made, just typing that in, made in the USA, and just start looking through and seeing all of the different products that, have the made in the USA bags, right? So you have made in the USA N95 masks. You have, again, made in the USA socks. You have just all of these different products that are claiming directly on the listing that they are made within the USA. but you don't actually have any real insight into whether or not that is the truth, right? And looking through a lot of these, I mean, even with our plugin to see if it's a US company or not, you're not going to be 100% sure, even still, because anybody can set up a LLC within the US, and it doesn't have to necessarily always be that way. So this is one of those things that I think this will make a big change, a big splash within the Amazon and Walmart ecosystem, just from the aspect of, if you are making that claim on the Made in the USA, they might start cracking down here in the very near future and requiring documentation for your actual manufacturing, showing where are you manufacturing and assembling your products? What does that look like more often than not? So I'm going to be keeping my eye on this. I think this is one of those bigger things that is coming out, and a lot of people have been kind of toeing the line, just claiming the Made in the USA without actually having to really say anything, even if their product is made in the USA. But my suspicion is that anytime the FTC gets involved with Amazon, they usually crack down pretty heavily. And Amazon starts to kind of retroactively just go back through, and anybody who makes that claim, you now have to show and prove that you can actually make that claim. So anything new that comes out with this, we will keep you posted.